We have some new members this year: Benjamin Fisher, David Stover, Sunda Kronquist, and Lynn Rogo. Mark, were we going to have any installation message here? I don't think so. I just wanted to tell our governor that that's it. I'm going to introduce Guity Javid. Governor Guity has had a wealth of experience in her 38-year career in banking, investments, and structured finance. In her early years, she joined Dresdner, Kleinwort, and Wasserstein, where she rose to the position of Senior Vice President and Manager of the Western U.S. office. From there, Guity became the Senior VP and Manager of Western U.S. Corporate Banking for Wells Fargo Bank, Western Region Manager for CIT Business Credit, and then on to Managing Director at Chase Manhattan Bank and a VP at Citicorp. Although she graduated from UC Berkeley, you know that school up north there.
Yeah, let's stick with UCLA.
She graduated in business administration and spent those years successfully in the finance world. She has been most successful in the field of community service. As a member of the Rancho Park Rotary Club since 1991, she served as president and numerous other positions in her club, and District 5280, where she served as assistant governor, district relief chair, interact advisor, and humanitarian trip co-chair. She also served on the foundation board and chartered a new club in District 5280. Guity has been an advocate for women causes, serving as a mentor in Women Unlimited, a mentoring program for women managers, and was an investor with an angel organization focused on women-owned businesses. She has served on various not-for-profit boards as well. With all those business and community service career, it's no wonder she was nominated to serve as District Governor 5280 for the Rotary year 2021-22. It is indeed my pleasure to introduce Guity Javid. Guity, you're on.
Thank you. Wow, that's a big picture of me.
I will screen share here.
Yeah, please, that would be great. Thank you. All right, that's great. Let me get my screen set up here. Well, it is such a pleasure to be amongst you. I really look at the Westwood Club truly as a family. I know many of you I'm honored to call my friends, and I got to know quite a few of you when I served as your assistant governor when Marcia was a president. And your club is so vibrant. You do so much. We just went through an hour, and I think, Mark, we could have gone through another hour talking about all the amazing things that you do in your club. And the best part of being a district governor, for me anyway, is visiting clubs and finding out what you're doing, how you're impacting your communities, how you're impacting the world, and how you're changing lives. And you're changing lives every day with all the projects you do. Your shopping spree, I think that's an amazing project. I actually was fortunate enough to be invited to participate in that. And I had an absolute blast shopping. I think we went way over time, and we had so much fun, and I'm going to participate in that again. I mean, you just do so much. You do so much with VA. I also am honored to have served with past President Rogo the same year. So Mark and I got to know each other because we both served as presidents of our respective clubs at the same time, and we became friends. We actually did a very good joint project with the VA, serving barbecues. And that was an amazing, and that's why I wanted my club to be more involved in doing those projects with you. And it goes on and on and on, and your contributions to the Rotary Foundation over the years, and it's an amazing, it's a huge amount. Over $2.1 million your club has contributed to the Rotary Foundation. And I am so honored, and I think Rotary is so blessed to have you in our district. So, and I want to also thank Ruzbe for that inspirational talk. And yeah, Afghanistan is very close to a lot of our hearts, and we do have to pray that they will hopefully survive the situation they're in right now. But what I want to talk to you today is why I'm a Rotarian and why I love Rotary after being a proud member for over 30 years. It's because I love to serve and I love my fellow Rotarians. Our closest friends are those that we've met in Rotary. Rotary is truly a family for us. We are all part of this amazing Rotary family. We may have differences of opinion at times, which I think is healthy, but we all have Rotary as a shared belief. This past year has been very difficult for most people, but look at what we have accomplished in spite of all the obstacles and hardships. We managed to stay in touch and continue to do good in our communities and in the world. It is this bond of fellowship that has kept us together. The fellowship that is the core tenet of Rotary from day one. I would like to share a small part of Rotary's history, which most of you are familiar with. It might be interesting for your new Rotarians. As you know, Rotary started with a vision of one man, the Chicago attorney Paul Harris, over 116 years ago. Paul was raised by his grandparents in Vermont from the age of 3, where he was used to friendship and camaraderie. He moved to Chicago in 1896 to open his law practice and found Chicago to be very different from the environment he was accustomed to in Vermont. One day, while he was walking with one of his attorney friends, Bob Frank, in northern part of Chicago, he noticed that Bob was very friendly with many of the shopkeepers along the way. Paul was very impressed about his friend Bob, that he was so friendly and he had so many people to talk to. And because the reason for that was because that's the kind of friendship he had not observed since he had moved to Chicago. So he started to think that there may be many others who would share that sentiment and they would like to have friends and relationships. So it was this longing for this kind of friendship, which was the impetus for him to form an organization where professionals from diverse backgrounds could exchange ideas and have meaningful, long-lasting friendships. So Harris persuaded 3 of his business associates to form an organization for local professionals where they could create friendship and do networking. On February 23rd, 1905, the 36-year-old Paul Harris, along with 3 of his business associates, met in downtown Chicago for what has become known as the first Rotary Club meeting. Over time, Rotary's reach and vision gradually extended to humanitarian service. So it really was not 2 years later in 1907 where community service was added to Rotary. Our members span the globe working to solve some of our most challenging problems in 220 countries. What keeps us together and keeps us going is this bond of fellowship and the desire to do good in the world. Like-minded people sharing the same passion and vision. That's why I'm a Rotarian. We are not afraid to dream big and set bold goals. We began our fight against polio in 1979 with a project to immunize 6 million children in the Philippines. Today, polio only exists in 2 countries, down from 125 in 1988. Nearly 3 billion children have been immunized against this paralyzing disease. This year, only 2 cases of polio have been reported, one in Afghanistan and one in Pakistan. And this is down from 350,000 cases. And that's why I'm a Rotarian. Service above self was established by the Council on Legislation in 1989 as the principal motto of Rotary, because it best conveys the philosophy of unselfish volunteer service. And that's why I'm a Rotarian. Truly, what a visionary Paul Harris was. In an article in the February 1915 issue of the Rotary magazine, he wrote, "We are passing our 10th milestone now. May our happiness increase with our usefulness. What Rotary will be 100 years hence, none living can imagine. There is nothing impossible to Rotary now." So Rotary grew. In 1915, Rotary was an international organization with 141 clubs in a handful of countries. Today, there are over 36,000 clubs in 220 countries.
Oh. Okay.
Who would have thought so much could be accomplished? What do you think Rotary will be in 100 years from now? What do you think we can accomplish in the next 100 years? I surely want to be a part of that for as long as I'm alive.
I'm going to put my phone by her ear.
I love many aspects of Rotary. The 4-way test plays an important role in my life. I only wish more people believed and followed these 4 very simple principles. Wouldn't the world be a better place? I also believe in diversity, equity, and inclusion because it can play an important role in society, leading to a more peace-enabling society. I made that word up because I couldn't come up with an appropriate word. I believe that Rotary is the sanctuary to which all people from diverse groups are accepted, welcomed, and included within our clubs. I would like to end by sharing some of my goals and vision for this year. Membership is a top priority for RI President Shekhar Mehta. We spent quite a bit of time talking about this during the business section. President Shekhar has challenged us with a very aggressive membership growth plan this year by asking each one bring one. I would like to support his initiative by asking each of you to bring one. This world is full of potential Rotarians who are waiting to be invited by each of us to join this amazing, wonderful organization. Can you do that? I think it's actually not difficult at all. I think it's very easy. Each of us have many friends, associates, colleagues, family, and how difficult is it for 1 year to bring one person into Rotary? I brought my wine in, and I'm working on my 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Let's not keep Rotary as the best well-kept secret. Let's share it with our friends. To achieve this goal, in addition to inviting new members to our existing Rotary clubs, I would like to charter at least 2 new cause-based clubs, mental health and the protection of the environment. Both causes are very timely given the state of the world. Mental health is a huge health crisis which needs to be addressed. We are witnessing the impact of mental health every day in the increase in the rate of suicides, addiction, violence, homelessness, and also as we witnessed it during the Olympics this year. We must help reduce the stigma of mental illness in our society. We are witnessing more and fiercer fires in California and more frequent and more severe hurricanes in parts of the United States and the world. We have to protect and safeguard our environment now for the generations to come. This is in line with RI adding the protection of the environment as the 7th area of focus. And one of your own, past President Marsha, is championing this new club. And we're hoping that both these clubs would be chartered by the end of this calendar year. Retention is key to our success. We have to listen to our members and find out what they want their clubs to do. Rotary is all about its members and clubs must work to retain their members by listening to them, by getting them engaged and getting them involved. We must support the Rotary Foundation so we can do more and increase our impact in our communities and in the world. Our district goal this year is to become 100% Paul Harris Fellow District. Your club is already 100% Paul Harris Fellow, and we discussed that the goal is to become 100% sustaining Paul Harris Fellow Club. So you will be honored at our district conference. Once our district becomes 100% Paul Harris District, we will be the 3rd district in the entire Rotary world to be honored with such a status, and that's huge. And we're working with the RFCC to get that done. Foundation celebration, which was mentioned by Tom earlier, is on November 6th. And this year, we're really going out of our way to bring a very exciting plan. We've all been cooped up in our homes for the last 2 years, and we're all longing to be together. So we're gonna have it in a festive way. We're all gonna dress up. The theme is ball gowns and bow ties. And by the way, there's an open bar the entire time. So you don't have to pay for the drinks you're gonna consume that night. And I think that's pretty huge. Tickets are on sale, and I know that you already have been purchasing raffle tickets, and I thank you because that will help the Rotary Foundation. I also want to mention one thing about the district breakfast. It actually starts at 8 and not 7. So those of you who may not want to be up at the crack of dawn, it is at 8 o'clock. And I hope you will participate, register, because we are bringing something very different to you this year. One of the new committees that I've created this year is the music committee. We have amazing talent in our district. We have professional musicians in our district. And I have asked one of our own, who is a past district governor and currently actually is serving as the president of the Woodland Hills Club, Jim Domin, who is a conductor, is a composer. He is co-chairing that committee. And my goal is to bring music to our district. So he is working with the committee members, and they will be bringing to you the first musical piece that our district will be creating to the district breakfast. And we will have a panel, and the concept of the panel is the impact of music on health, wellness, and particular mental health, which is again in line with the new club that we are chartering. I've also created a fundraising committee where we can raise funds from outside of the Rotary family. Branding and celebrity committee. I think the best way to raise Rotary's profile is by using people of high profile and influence to showcase Rotary. Social media committee. I know you're very good at it. Ali, I know you're brilliant at it, but not all clubs have as many gifted people as you do. So we have a new social media club, which can help clubs promote and also showcase their activities. So again, my goal is to raise awareness of Rotary. One of my top priorities, which touched upon at the earlier meeting, is to empower our youth through career fairs, educational programs, and mentorship. Our district vocational service committee has great plans. Please stay tuned. Jewel Price, who is the senior assistant governor, has wonderful programs for you. I want to encourage our youth to be active in all district committees. I want to improve the transition from Rotaractors to Rotary. We talked about this. earlier. And the only way we can do that by demonstrating to our young people, our Rotaractors, what value Rotary can bring to them in their everyday life, in their professions. And we're going to accomplish that. Continue our DEI initiative in line with Rotary International directive and commitment. Serve to change lives. Our district humanitarian trip will take us to Puerto Rico this year, which will be another life-changing experience for many of us. And I know your club has supported us in the past, and I know you will support us in our next trip. And I hope you will participate because it's going to be another amazing trip. And I would like to leave you with one last thought. The world needs more kindness now than ever. So let's remember the theme that I have chosen for our district this year, to always be kind. And I know we can do this because we're all Rotarians and kindness is in our DNA. And I want to thank you all for listening to me, for allowing me to share my vision and my goals for this year. And I'm happy to answer any questions you will have. And I'm going to turn it back to, I guess, Tom or Mark.
Well, I think it's appropriate to, you've got Guity at your disposal here. Ask a question. Phil, you had your hand raised. You're on
Hi,
mute.
Guity. Hey, just this is a two-part question. You said you're starting a new outreach club with the focus on mental health. I'm wondering if that could also be mental health / homelessness, because we have a couple members, several members of our club that are really heavily involved in the homelessness issue here in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if the new club you're proposing could be combine both mental health and homelessness issues, because I know that, at least I know my wife would probably be really interested in that. That's one of her passions. Is that something that you would consider, or is it just only going to be focusing on mental health?
Let me answer it in a different way. I think a lot of homelessness is attributed because of mental health. I don't think you can necessarily separate mental health and homelessness. And as I spoke earlier, one of the reasons that I've been thinking that it's really way overdue for Rotary to have a mental health cause-based club is because of addictions, suicides, homelessness. And it's all going to be incorporated into this mental health. What projects the club will choose to get engaged in is going to be up to the members to decide what to do that. But additionally, for your information, the Downtown LA Club is thinking of creating a satellite club with emphasis in homelessness. So these are the two options. But our mental health club will definitely be considering homelessness, because I honestly don't think a lot of the homeless people have some kind of mental health issue which drives them to that, whether it's addiction.
Tom opened it up for questions instead of giving her the chat.
So I hope that answered your question, Phil. And your wife, I would love to encourage her to participate in our next informational meeting. We had one last week. We had 30 people in attendance in that informational meeting. So please send me her contact information and I will invite her to come to our next informational meeting, and she can ask all the questions.
Thank you, Guity.
Can you put in the chat box your contact information?
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Any other questions for Guity? She's here. This is your chance. Guity, I had one issue related to that mental health and homelessness. It's obviously the lead subject of a lot of various organizations, but mental illness caused from whether they self-induced by their own drug participation or true mental health problems. How do we approach the one where drugs are self-induced and then they become a problem there? Is it?
It's a very good question, Tom, but the underlying reason for drinking a lot of times is mental health. A lot of people get drawn to drinking and using drugs because they're not able to take care of the mental illness that they have. And that's why my goal is to raise awareness, to get rid of the stigma. So people, if they have signs of mental health, instead of going to trying to use alcohol and drugs, find ways to cure their mental illness. So hopefully they don't become addicted.
Right.
And, you know, you should actually come and participate at the district breakfast because our panel will be talking about some of these issues, because the panel really is the bridge between music and mental health, and how hopefully, I'm not sure if this topic is going to come up or not because it's a panel, is really trying to bring awareness of what resources are available for people to get assistance with mental health.
Thank you. That's a good answer.
Thank you.
Questions?
Can you,
Carol.
John?
Good morning. Hello, good afternoon, Guity. It's delightful to meet you.
Hi.
I represent Music Men's Minds. We are a Rotary supported project. Our mission is to bring music to the world for seniors with neurodegenerative decline, even traumatic brain injury, stroke, and PTSD. We are absolutely ready to participate in your music and mental wellness project. Sign us up now. We have a platform that is global and happy to work with you. God bless you.
Thank you, Carol. You and I actually met at one of your club meetings about a year or so ago, and you actually gave me a bag with Music Men's Minds. And actually, Steve Weinglass is part of the music committee. So you have your representative on the music committee, and then please participate at the district breakfast. And if you know people who are interested in the mental health club, have them reach out to me and have them come and participate in the informational meeting. Maybe they like to join Rotary, because I think it's going to be amazing. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think John wanted to say something.
well,
John?
I think you've answered part of that already, Guity. I was interested in the music element of bringing more music into Rotary, into our meetings, into our district. And you've talked a lot about that. I think that's very important. I am the program chair this year, and I'm trying to bring some music programs to our Rotary meetings. But I'm interested in that myself.
Well, that's great. You know, the Jim Demin, who is the co-chair along with Olivia, who is the district governor-elect. And we are actually looking to find additional musicians in our district. You'll be amazed at what talent we have in our district. And so the goal is to have, originally was to put an orchestra together, and then people had different interests, and they said, no, we don't want to be called district orchestra, we want to be called music committee. And they will be happy to perform if you like. I'm hoping that maybe they'll even perform for us at the foundation celebration.
Thank you. I'd like to get them for a program sometime.
Okay.
Okay, any further questions?
I had one. I may be ignorant, which many will agree with, but I thought Carol had some grant already from RI, and that what she's doing has been exposed in many parts of the world. And I'm not sure, I'm not hearing that. So Carol, can you clarify?
Yes, we are not receiving any money at this time. We've applied for a district grant. We now have a collaborative global initiative that music is medicine, empower and energize through music. That is our Rotary platform with MMM and Rotary going forward, but no funds have been received at this time.
And what do we need to do to change that?
I will put you in touch with a member of our global initiative who's handling the grant proposal for the district.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
We would probably do a Gandy grant with that if possible,
Wow.
because the Gandy money has to go to RI.
Thank you, Michael. That's a good point. At this point, I think we're going to continue on with our program, but I've just had a message that Gail Smith and Kurt Smith are up there in Smoky Lake Tahoe at this point, and they would like to be interrupt and make a presentation or something at this point. Gail?
Hi, Gail.
Hi, can you hear me? Hi, Guity. How are you?
Hi, I'm
And
great. Good to
actually,
see you.
surprise, surprise, we're in New York City.
Oh, New York.
Oh,
Yes, but on behalf of Westwood Village Rotary, we are happy to provide a donation check for the humanitarian trip to Puerto Rico. As you know, Kurt and I love participating, and I've already tried to sign us up with Tori, but she said it wasn't open yet.
no,
But
not yet.
yes, as soon as it is, our names are going to be on the list. And we hope that this contribution will help in some way. I hope you can hear me. We're at Hudson River Walk and there's a lot of traffic noise.
I hear you well, and it is music to my ears. I love it. And Gail, you were so helpful for me when I was the humanitarian trip co-chair for Colombia, and I never forget all your kindness and all your work. And thank you so much. Love to see you in Puerto Rico.
Thank you. We are looking forward to it, and our club is happy to participate.
Thank you so much. Your club is amazing. I love your club. And you're also your Rotaract club. And Simran, it's such a pleasure to meet you today. And I'm so looking forward to working with you and visiting your club. You're amazing all the way around. Your Interact club is amazing too. So
I'm going to sign off.
Okay, thank you.
So that was the next item on my agenda right here. And here's the check to the for the humanitarian trip to Costa Rica, $1,000. And that'll be mailed out today. So
okay. Well, it is Puerto Rico. It is Puerto Rico, but it
Rico.
doesn't make any difference. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
When is the trip to Puerto Rico? What are the dates?
Oh, no, it's still on.
The dates are April 19th through April 27th, which includes the post-trip as well. So the first part will be April 19th through the 24th, and from 24th to 27th is the post-trip. And we're going to an amazing resort in Puerto Rico for our post-trip. So it's going to be a very, very exciting trip.
When is the due date for the check?
When is the detail for the due date, you said?
Yeah.
For what? I'm sorry.
To send in a check to go on that trip to Puerto Rico.
Registration has not started yet, Phil. And I suggest as soon as the registration opens, which you will get an email, everybody will get an email from the district, you sign up, because my guess is that we'll probably get sold out very quickly.
I'd like to go to this.
Oh, please.
I like to
does that
participate.
include airfare, or is that's just the fee just to go?
No, this $1,000 is your contribution for the club, from your club towards the projects. I don't know what the cost is going to be. We're still working the cost. Everything is just very complicated, more expensive now. Right. So once registration comes out, you will know what the cost is. But this is your generous contribution towards the projects, because we've got to raise a lot of money to do the projects.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I'd like to go.
Then Nevin, make sure you read the emails. Please.
Yes, I will check and I will make sure. I like to go. So thank you.
Good. I'd love you to be there.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you so much.
We have another donation here to give, and I'd like to call on Carol Collins at this point to speak up. And
can I just say one thing? I don't know if in the memo section of the check you have put humanitarian to Costa Rica, because if you have, that will go to a different humanitarian trip. In the notes. Okay.
It's the Costa Rica humanitarian trip, isn't it?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll talk to Terry White about revising this, or I'll change it.
Yeah, unless if it's not on the check, it doesn't matter. If you just put humanitarian trip, it's okay. But if you say Costa Rica humanitarian trip, that was last year's trip, so it's going to go towards last year's humanitarian
Okay,
trip.
we'll make that change and have it sent out.
Okay, thank you.
Carol, you're up.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Go ahead, and the next.
Mom, you're on. Oh, okay. Governor
let's see.
Guity, Governor
Yes.
Guity, on behalf of the Westwood Village Rotary Club, I would like to present you with a check representing a donation to the Rotary District 5280 Foundation in memory of your daughter, Nu Geen and Dee Hesh. We honor both you and your family for your strong commitment to Rotary's ideals in the Rancho Park and Beverly Hills Rotary Clubs.
Carol, I cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much.
She's talking to you. Oh, hello? She's talking to you. Are you talking to me? Yes.
I was thanking you for your generosity and for remembering my daughter Negin, and I am so blessed. Thank you so much.
You.
I really thank you.
Bless you. Thank you.
That's so nice. Thank you, Carol. And so good to see you, Jim. Glad to see you.
Thank you.
They're both happy to see you.
Happy to see you, honey.
Nice to be here.
Nice to be here still.
Stay tuned, Jim. We're going to talk to you in a few moments, but continuing on with the deal. At this point, the governor's recognition of the club members, I'm going to stop the screen sharing and turn it over to Alex or whoever to.
Yes, Alex would be great. And I wish I could be there in person to personally give these awards to you. But next time I will be there and I will bring these awards. So in the meanwhile, Alex is going to help me show. And these are awards that your presidents and your leadership team have nominated, those of you who've done meritorious service in your club, in your community, to the world and humanity in general. And the first one is the Community Impact Award, and that goes to Aaron. And I know I saw Aaron earlier. So Aaron, congratulations and thank you for all you do for Rotary.
Wow, thank you very much. Totally unexpected, but completely cherished. Thanks for your kudos and for the help of everybody in this club. It's an absolutely wonderful club.
Thank you, Aaron, for all the great work. Next one is a member who sponsored the most number of members to the club, and it goes to our friend Rusbe Farahanipur. Rusbe, thank you so much. I know that I've seen all these new members that have your name next to them as sponsors. Thank you for bringing so many wonderful people to our world. Rusbe, many thanks. Next award goes to the most active new member, and that goes to Bill Rowan. Is Bill with us?
Bill is not with us. I talked to Bill this morning and he was on his way to see his children in Portland. So he's on an airplane right now. And so I'm supposed to accept that and thank you all for giving it to Bill. He's well appreciated. So
please thank him on our behalf too. Next award goes for the Longevity Award.
You go down.
And that goes to Jim. Congratulations, Jim. How many years have you been a Rotarian?
Oh, about 68.
Oh my God. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much. You and Carol are such special Rotarians and special souls. We're so great. Carol, I really cannot thank you enough for that generosity. I'm just totally taken by your generosity. And Jim, congratulations.
Thank you. My father-in-law, Carol's father, was president of our Rotary Club in 1949. So our lineage goes back a long way.
Wow. I love that story. That's amazing. So Carol, are you a Rotarian as well?
You're auxiliary.
A what?
You've been the auxiliary.
Auxiliary, oh yes. Yes.
Oh, you're on the auxiliary. Well, you may want to consider becoming an active member. We need active people like you.
Oh, I'm
Well, thank you.
I'm Lassie.
She's married.
Oh, well, I know, but we're getting a lot of spouses to join. So, and I do want to read these notes in the chat later on. So thank you for your service to Rotary, Jim, and your Carol for your support. The next award, it's one that is, oh, she's gone. It's very special to me, and it is the Be Kind Award. And since you mentioned my daughter, Negin Carol, this was an inspiration from my daughter to choose this as a theme for our district because she was a very kind soul. So in her honor, I chose Be Kind as the theme for our district this year. So this is a very meaningful award for me. And the awardee for that is Gail Smith, who just left. So she won't be able to see it. So Tom, you have to tell her about this award.
I will.
Yeah, I'm sorry she left before she could be acknowledged for this amazing award. And I think that's it for the awards.
Thank you very much. I'm going to go back to the screen here just for a second and share. And I'm going to go through I had these, let's see here. Aaron Donahue, the Major Impact winner. Fresh face was Bill Rowan, the True Bruin. The Longevity Award, of course, goes to Jim Collins, the GOAT, greatest of all time member. And the new member award goes to Restaurateur of the Year, Ruse Bay. Be Kind Award again goes to Gail Smith. So next week, you won't want to miss this. We have our Jeff Burgoyne, Assistant General Counsel of Metrolink, the rail authority. So he'll visit us in, see how we're going to be doing on the Metrolink. And I think with that, we in conclusion for the meeting, we want a special thank you to our district governor, Guity. You're very inspiring mission, Guity, and we all appreciate you coming here today. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you, Tom. I love your club. Amazing club. Thank you so much.
So we'll all be on Zoom again next week. Looking forward. By that time, we'll have an announcement for sure, whether we're going to go in person on November 4th or not. The board will discuss that on Monday evening, and hopefully we can very soon get together for an in-person meeting. So thank you all for attending. Was there any final remarks that anybody would like to make? With that, I call the meeting to be adjourned and see you next time.